Hello and welcome to another edition of Workforce Water Cooler. I'm Leslie. We've got Brian with us, and we have a special guest. We have Laura Torres. She is here to talk about Commonwealth Coders, and we're excited to have you, Laura.
Me too. Thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate it. Woo!
And Laura is a Workforce Water Cooler fan, so we are thrilled to have a lover of the water cooler as part of the show. So thank you so much for being here. And
Yeah.
I wanted to start off by throwing out some computer trivia to you guys, and there's no prize, or it's not like an intense kind of thing, but sorry, Brian.
I'm out. I'm looking for time off. I'm looking for, paid lunches.
Well, okay, we'll just say the prize is up for discussion. So there will be a winner. How's that? And then we'll figure out the prize after the fact. But I've got 5 questions here relating to computers, and I want you all to write your answers down, and then I'll ask both of you to show them. And I thought that would be a good way to start our discussion about Commonwealth Coders. Okay.
Let's go.
So the first computer weighed how much? Write down your guess. The first computer weighed how much? Okay, Laura's already got her guess. Bryant, she is guessing 100 pounds. Brian is guessing 2 tons. Okay, you can pull that away. Yeah, pull that back just a little bit. Brian is closest in that the first computer weighed over 27 tons.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You didn't see my little 7.
So you got it. Good job. Good job, Brian. Good job. All right, so 1 for Brian. Okay. Second question. The first computer mouse was made of what? What substance? What comprised the first computer mouse? What was it made from? Okay, answers? Brian is 2 for 2. The first computer mouse was made of wood. And apparently the first computer was made of wood as well.
Are you Googling under the desk?
No.
No. I'm watching him. Okay. So Brian is 2 for 2. Okay, this one, Brian, if you get this, then I'm just gonna be blown away.
I can go home for that.
Okay. People blank less when they use computers. People blank. Fill in the blank. People do this less when they use computers. Okay, Laura's got hers.
What did it say? I didn't see it.
Okay. Laura held your answer up. Think and sleep. The answer is blink. People blink less often when they use computers. And apparently,
See? Yeah.
Good job. So, okay, 2 for Brian, 1 for Laura. The average person blinks about 20 times a minute. Okay? But if you're using a computer, you only blink about 7 times a minute.
Wow.
I could find no explanation as to why that takes place, but we blink less often when we're on computer. So now be very conscious of your blinking for the remainder of this taping. All right, we've got 2 more questions. Hackers write about blank new viruses each month. So about how many new viruses do hackers write each month? Okay, Laura's got her guess. Okay, pull it back just a little bit, Brian. Yours is 300,000. Laura is 2,000. They write about 6,000 new viruses each month. So, Laura, you were closer.
Yeah.
That's putting us at tied 2-2. Because, Laura, the think and blink, that was very close. It rhymed. So I'm giving you that one. Okay, this one, this is going to be, I guess, the judge's choice for whoever comes closest or whoever has the most creative response. I learned something today. What does the acronym CAPTCHA, CAPTCHA, you know that CAPTCHA thing that comes up and you have to pick all the images that have palm trees or whatever. What does that stand for? CAPTCHA.
It's going to take the rest of the water cooler for me to get this creative.
CAPTCHA. And if you can't get a word for every single letter, just as many as you can. Okay, Laura's got hers. Can't access the, okay. All right. Brian?
I'm only
show
halfway
us what
through.
you got. Show us what you got.
It's just that computer-assisted photo tracing. And I didn't go any further.
Okay. And Laura has can't access the cha-cha.
Can't access the cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha.
That one wins.
Yes, very good. Okay, here's the correct answer. Completely automated public Turing test to tell computer and humans apart. That is the real answer. How horrible is that?
You know what? I was thinking about that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I mean, you said creative, so, we just bypass what we already knew and try to get more creative. So
Yes, there you go. Yep.
Like the cha-cha-cha. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cha-cha-cha, I think I have to give it to Laura on that, because that was, putting a dance to that annoying test, that was nice. But isn't that a horrible acronym?
CAPTCHA means traffic light in a different language. I'm not sure which language, though.
Really?
No, but isn't that what we're always trying to tell them the number of that we're seeing?
Yes, or bicycles, or palm tree. And traffic lights, here's my thing, and then I promise we'll talk about Commonwealth Coders. Here's my thing. With the traffic lights, I overthink it. Because it's like, does that wire going into the traffic light constitute part of the traffic light? So I usually have to do the traffic light CAPTCHA multiple times because I overthink it. So Laura, in talking about computers and, the history of computers and technology and all this stuff, the whole reason we're talking about this is to give you the opportunity to talk about Commonwealth Coders, and it is an amazing program. It really is. For someone who is just hearing about the program, give us your best. Hey, here it is in a nutshell. What would you say to somebody?
Oh, wow, you're putting me on the spot. I'm so nervous.
CAPTCHA.
But it is a great program. You're absolutely right about that. It is a 16-week intensive web development course designed for individuals in all parts of Kentucky, but we are focusing on rural Kentucky. We want to give those communities access to the emerging tech field and industry. The Commonwealth Coders is in collaboration with the Cumberlands region, Northern Kentucky, Bluegrass, and South Central Workforce Boards. So we are trying to get folks placed in tech jobs. The Commonwealth Coders class starts off teaching web development basics like HTML, CSS. We move into JavaScript, and we end with Python, which builds on JavaScript. 16 weeks is a good amount of time to get the basics, but this will also hopefully create lifelong learners to open up that door to continue learning and building on what we've taught in this class.
Well, and I would think in a field like computer coding, I mean, you have to keep learning. You know, I would think it's always changing. Like, you know, just with the technology that we use for work, we're always like, oh, you're getting an update here, you know, and it goes through and it looks different. So yeah, I would think with coding you would have to stay up to date. It's not like, you know, you learn it and you're good to go. But it's a 16-week program.
It's a Monday through Friday, Central Time, 8:30 until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's all online with a live instructor. We also have 2 support staff during the day that will help students with questions regarding any assistance with the curriculum, or if they're having any issues with their computer. So it's live, it's interactive. You're able to contribute your answers to the curriculum with the instructor that day. So it's not just a video where you're going to sit down and watch it. You're actually going to interact with the instructor, the support staff, and the other students from the other counties. And it's pretty fun.
So is it similar to what we're doing right now, like the class? And I know you would have a lot more people, but is the setup similar to like what we're doing right now? It's live and you can see people and...
Yes, absolutely. Brady Bunch style, like that. Bunch of little squares. Yes. And what you were saying previously with, you know, keeping current, yes, definitely. We look at our curriculum every fall, every spring, and in between that time to make sure that we are teaching relevant skills to the students. Because, yes, technology does change continuously. We were teaching React in our fall 2021 class, but we have looked at the curriculum and decided that Python at the moment was more relevant and more helpful for students to be placed in jobs or internships or externships after the course. So we are continuously updating our curriculum with input from, you know, professionals in the field and, you know, other community partners and members.
Well, Lauren, let me ask you a question. I know you weren't prepared for me to ask you this, so this has just kind of occurred to me. I sent my son last summer to a 2-week Python camp. He was 13, and some of the feedback he gave me was he thought he could have learned it online with YouTube. What would you say to any naysayers that I can just pick up how to do this stuff? YouTube is the best teacher for this stuff. What would you say?
The interactiveness of the class and the support staff that you have, not only during class, but after class. And we do also record the classes, so you are also able to access those videos once class is done to help you with the assignments. We have assignments that are done after class, and you're able to communicate with the support staff to get that. We also build meetings every other Friday called one-on-ones with our students. To get that feedback from them and also contribute our feedback to them as far as how they're doing, you know, what they need to work on, what they can contribute more for their professionalism in coding. So I think that would be something that you wouldn't get from YouTube. YouTube, you turn on the video, you sit down, you watch it, and there you go. Us, you're going to be talking to me too. So, I mean, hello.
There's the answer right there. Laura Torres is not going to come at you through just YouTube. Yeah.
So if somebody is interested in, because you mentioned like rural, people all over the state. So if somebody is watching this, they live in Kentucky, they they would have to have internet access, correct? They have to have
Yes,
good
internet access is required.
access. Do they have to have computer coding experience to get into this class?
No computer experience is required, but we do want a good foundation of algebra skills. We will help you and help you navigate for the computer usage. We use Macs. We actually also lend out MacBooks during the duration of the class for those that qualify. We do expect you to return them, but you are able to use them during the duration of the class. So that's something less that you would have to worry about when trying to access this class. We're trying to break, barriers in having you access the class and this information.
And I would
That's
think,
outstanding.
yeah, and I would think for somebody that, if they're, because let's just be candid, COVID changed everything. COVID really has had an impact on the workplace and how people do things. So people, I think, are becoming a lot more comfortable with this type of setup, like the interactive video. This is becoming more of the norm. So class would be in this kind of, environment. And I would think after they finished with the class, and I think you talking about the support and, interactive element is in real time is extremely important. But I would think this kind of training would help somebody then continue to work in a remote kind of setup. Is that what this program is shooting for?
Yes, that is one of our goals. Our goal is job placement. And if we can get you into a remote position and that's what you're striving for, then yes, definitely this is a class for you. And I also want to mention, we don't only teach coding, we also help build your resume. We work with one of our ambassadors, Shannon Gotke. She works for Career Team, and she will help you, or all of us will help you with your resume. If you already have one built, we'll give you some feedback. If you don't have one and need one, we will help you build that. We also do some diversity, equity, and inclusion training. We have a speaker. His name is Charles Botts. He's a Career Team trainer as well. So we also try to build upon other skills, not just coding. I feel this is an all-inclusive class that helps you with teamwork as well. And then we also have external speakers come in once a week. They either work in the field or closely related to the field to give you some more real-life experience, answer any questions the student may have. So this class is fantastic, not just coding, but other skills as well. If you're interested, if you have any questions, visit www.commonwealthcoders.com or call Laura, 270-681-7951. Thank you. That's my plug.
That's awesome.
All right, awesome. So how do you know so much about this program? I know you recently came into this director position. Give us a little background as far as, how you know so much about the program itself.
Well, let me see. I'm an alumni. I'm a graduate. Yes, I took the class fall 2021, and I successfully completed it and obtained a certificate. I did internship and help revamp the South Central Kentucky Workforce Development Board site, and I also help with www.commonwealthcoders.com. I also help build that, so I am a living testimony, living proof that taking that first step, that initial step, is a little scary sometimes into something that you know nothing about, but it can open up the door to so many opportunities and just get you into an environment or, you know, with folks that you might have maybe not been apt to meet before or work with before or talk to before. So it's a great opportunity, highly recommended. Again, you know, I graduated from it and I'm very happy with it. I'm so glad that I found the program. I found it on Facebook. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on the internet. So definitely there's ways to communicate with us. So do it.
There you go. There's no excuse. Yeah, I mean it's intimidating to think about it being kind of all day for 16 weeks. That's pretty intense, but that's the formula that has worked, right? And that's what holds people's attention. It helps them make progress much faster. I mean, that's much more intense than a typical college class would go. So it's going to teach you a lot more information and faster, more in depth, rather than having to take stuff over the course of several semesters. And go in kind of an order, you know, you can get this all in 16 weeks and come out the other end, and connect to the real professional workforce of, you know, of IT, of web development, coding, all of that sort of thing. And what what I think is amazing about this space and this training is that like every company has a need some way or another for people to do this kind of work. And so you may not be able to work at, you know, a place and be full time, their web development person or their social media person and design person, but like you could work for several places or kind of have different types of work where you're picking up kind of as a freelance worker, doing these kind of contracts for, you know, places, getting a website done, then walking away and setting up things, walking away. So it is very feasible, to Leslie's point earlier, being able to work remotely, work from home. Anybody that likes that kind of variety, it definitely offers that, doesn't it?
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah, and just the flexibility, you know, the flexibility that you would have following this class, you know, and that is something that I think is extremely appealing. You know, that is something that job seekers are looking for more and more. And to Brian's point, yeah, at first you may be thinking 16 weeks, goodness, that's a whole lot of time. But when you compare that to a couple years in college, my goodness, you know, you're gonna have a certificate at the end, and you're going to have a skill set that is relevant, that is current. And I think it's a testament to the program that, you know, the curriculum is reviewed constantly so that it can keep up with current technology and what is, you know, what is going to be the most in demand. All right. Any parting words, Laura? You are an excellent salesperson. I think that, you know, I think that you're definitely a testament to the program. You've really, you know, you are sort of personifying what this program can do, and, you know, the benefits of the program. Any other parting thoughts on Commonwealth Coders, on, you know, anything that we've talked about today?
I just want to say we want to come in, swoop, swoop, and get you into coding.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Yes. And, you know, Laura will be checking in with students. It is almost, I would say it's a community. You know, the class becomes a community of learning, of growing, you know, networking. It really is an incredible opportunity. And something I think you touched on, Laura, for people that qualify for this training, it can be pretty much at zero cost if you qualify, if you're eligible. So it's, you know, a lot of times we think, oh, if something's free, it's not good, but that is definitely not the case here. an extremely rare opportunity, and I love that this is for Kentuckians. I mean, this is something that's really trying to help Kentuckians, especially people that may be in a situation where they think I don't have a lot of opportunities around me. Hey, here you go. We're bringing it to your front door. So, Laura, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your knowledge. Brian, excellent work as always. And I just hope following this edition of Workforce Watercooler, we see process, we see those numbers just going up. And there's no obligation. If somebody applies and then figures out, oh, I don't think this is going to work, that's okay. But we encourage you, if you are interested, to definitely make that first step and apply. It could be a huge step in a new direction for your life. So
tell them the water cooler sent you, right?
There you go. Hey.
About it at the water cooler.
That's right. That's right. Good job. They're trying to do W's. They're trying to do W's. And I'm flexible, but it takes me a long time to situate those fingers. So I'll do that next episode. Thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.